Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to another group coaching call for the EC Insiders Club. I hope you guys are doing amazing out there on this fine Saturday morning. Man, I am in the middle of a product launch, so I've been kind of okay. I'm back. Okay, so looks like we're having internet connectivity issues. Anyways, we'll get through this. Just bear with me here, guys. I'm not sure what's going on with the internet today, so it's just acting kind of funky. But anyways, like I was telling you guys, I'm in the middle of a product launch right now, so it's quite a busy time for me. But I'm excited to be here with you guys now, sharing any insights I have on the internet marketing space with you guys. I've got a ton of questions this month, like I was saying, but you guys' questions take precedence over any email questions I got or social media questions I got. So feel free to jump in on chat and ask me any questions you might have. That being said, I thought I'd update you guys real quick on the launch, since you guys are my Insiders Club, and I want to make sure I'm lifting the curtain for you guys as much as possible. So I'm going to go over to Warrior Plus here, and let me just log in, and I will show you guys how the Email Fire launch is going. The Email Fire is my new product. You guys all already have a copy of that in the members area of the Insiders Club. On the Insiders Club dashboard, if you look at your most current 3 products, Email Fire will be the most current product. So you guys already have it. Let me switch over to screen share so you guys can see what I am looking at. Okay, so here we are on Warrior Plus here, and as you can see, this is day 2 of the Email Fire launch. We're setting at number 4 right now, which is pretty awesome, man. If you think about it, there's hundreds of products coming out on Warrior Plus. Every single day there's more products released. So to be number 4 out of all those hundreds and hundreds of products, it's quite an honor. And just so you guys know, if you're launching products, if you can make it on this top 10, you're doing amazing, because these top 10 products for the day, they get so much more exposure to customers and to affiliates than anything else that's coming out on Warrior Plus. And it's pretty obvious, right? Because when we get into Warrior Plus here is the homepage, right? And when you look at it, you see the top 10. But how do you get to the top 11 through 20? How do you get to 21 through 30? You don't. You don't get to those. You see the top 10, and then you can go to the marketplace. And what you'll see on the marketplace is you'll see that they are listed by when they were launched, by when they were released on Warrior Plus. That's what you'll see when you go to the marketplace. So you don't see 11 through 100 or whatever when you go to the marketplace. You don't see anything like that. It's not ranked in order of that anymore. It's taking a minute to get us over to the marketplace right now, but I'll show you guys in a second. Okay, so here we are on the marketplace. We see our top 10 sellers right here. Okay, and then here we go, all the products. This was released at 1 a.m. today, right? This was released yesterday. Yesterday was released. These two, mine and domain name sale. Okay, 531. Look at all these products released on 531. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 products released on 531, but they're all listed in order in which they were released. You see what I'm saying? They're listed in order they were released. So what I'm telling you is this: there is a major competitive advantage to get on this top 10 list, because there is no top 11 through 20 list. There is no top 21 through 30 list. There is no top 100 list. I've been talking to Warrior Plus, trying to get them to change that to where you can take this a little bit further back, because as an affiliate marketer, it would help me out to be able to get off of the top 10 and maybe find some good products to promote that just aren't getting enough support. Like, I would love to be able to do that. But right now, this is the way it is. You got a top 10, and then you got an order of release for everything else. So what that means is, if you get on this top 10, it's a major competitive advantage. If you get in this top 5, man, it is a serious competitive advantage. And then, of course, if you're number 1, you have all the advantage. And then, deal of the day, of course, deal of the day, it's going to be thousands more dollars if you get a deal of the day. So anyways, just a little insight for you on that. And if you, in case you guys wonder, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and go back there for a second. I want to show you something else. If you wonder how this is done, this top 10, it's by revenue generated. How much revenue is your product generating, right? It's by revenue generated. That's what this goes by. It doesn't go by units sold. It goes by revenue generated. All right, so to keep that in mind, you can have a very expensive product, maybe not selling quite as many, but it can still rank way up here, even though it might not be selling as many copies as something else. And the reason it can do that is because it's by revenue generated, which many people find that to be a more important stat than units sold. Now, me personally, I don't necessarily think revenue generated is more important than units sold. Ultimately, it is. But when we're talking about the business of collecting leads and collecting buyers' leads, more importantly, more specifically, when we're talking about the business of collecting buyers' leads, well, hey, man, units sold is a big deal for me. But anyways, that's what this goes by, revenue generated. So anyways, email fire is number 4 on that list. The revenue generators is pretty good, man. And we see the email fire pulled in almost $2,000 in revenue yesterday, which is pretty good. $887 paid out to affiliates. We see today, this morning, email fire is at 40 sales, $455 revenue, $291 paid out to affiliates. This is good. It's good. Moving right along. All right, cool. So the goal is to match this number, and if I can match this number today, if I can match this number here today, man, Email Fire is on pace to do 400, 500 units sold, which is great. It's great. Now, yes, I've done better launches, but I've also done worse launches. I've also done a lot worse launches, and this is all really good and positive. So let me show you guys what the Email Fire sales page looks like. Just kind of giving you guys a tour of Email Fire. I want to show you under the hood and behind the scenes of this launch, because I know a lot of you guys out there are interested in launching products, as you should be. Launching products is a great way to kickstart your business. But anyways, let's look behind the scenes a tiny bit. We're going to look at offers here, and we're going to see the Email Fire at launch is converting at 11%. Now this figure right here, 11%, it's a little misleading, because this 11%, it counts people hitting my sales page before I launched. I mean, I probably had 200 or 300 people hit my sales page before I actually launched. If you want to see what the true conversion rate is, what you want to do is you want to come over here. I'm going to open this new tab up as an affiliate, and I'm going to go to offers. As an affiliate, I want to see all the offers available to me as an affiliate, and I'm going to come down here and find my offer. And there's my offer right there, and we see right now it's converting at a whopping 36%, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's pretty crazy what it's converting at right now. 36% and visitor value of $4.71. So pretty awesome. We can see, if we look at the contest, we can see that it's got a contest attached to it. I started a contest, and the contest prizes on this, guys, are 200, 100, and 50. So it's $350. So $200 for first place, $100 for second place, $50 for third place. That was a contest I set up for the affiliates. It's a 20 front end unit minimum to be eligible for contest prizes. So if we look at our affiliates, probably shouldn't be showing you guys this, but that's okay. You're my Insiders Club. We see our affiliates. We look at the front end here, and we see I got one affiliate right here. It's almost eligible for contest prizes. And I have no doubt there's 3 days left in this contest. All these people in the top 3 are going to hit eligibility for contest prizes. So anyways, that's pretty cool. And then what else did I want to show you guys? Okay, so let's look. I'll show you guys what the funnel looks like. Okay, so here's our funnel for Email Fire, guys. It's got the front end right here. Then it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's got $1,500 crush campaign case study for OTO1, and the reason why that's there, guys, is because this right here, Email Fire is an engagement series. It's meant to warm up leads on your list. This $1,500 crush campaign is meant to it's a case study. It shows you an email series that I ran, a seven email series that brought in over $1,500, and it's designed to just sell. It's designed to show you how to sell. Okay, so OTO2 Masterclass Replays Package. This is a series of 3 masterclasses that I did in the past. It's crazy. It's like really, it's over like I think 25 or 30 hours worth of education and training there. It's nuts. This is 27. This is 27. This is OTO1. This is DS1. So that's downsell 1. So if they don't buy the upsell, they get offered the downsell. The downsell is Insiders Club, which you guys are a part of. So the Insiders Club's in my funnel. It's downsell 1. Now, if they buy the Insiders Club or if they don't buy the Insiders Club, they're going to get offered OTO2. which is the masterclass series replays package, the one I was telling you guys about with like 25, 30 hours worth of masterclass replays. It's $27. If they buy that, or if they don't buy that, or if they buy that, they get offered the Email Fire Masterclass series. Okay, and this is a live interactive class that I'm going to be teaching over the course of 3 days. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building an email sequence. We're going to be building the email sequence together, and then I'm going to give the class that email sequence. Okay, they're going to get it. They're going to be able to use it. But the cool thing is they're going to be able to see what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. They're going to be able to ask me questions, why I'm doing this, why I'm doing that. And then they're going to get the end product also to use, right? So they're going to have rights on it, PLR rights on it. Pretty cool. If they don't buy this, okay, they're going to be offered the replays for this. So if they don't get it, they're at least going to get the replays. Okay, now over here in OTO2, I missed the step. If they say no to those masterclass replays, the previous ones I've done, they're going to get offered the cream of the crop, because there's 3 masterclass replays here, but one of them is really special, right? So what happens is if they don't buy OTO2, I take away 2 of them and still give them one that's really valuable here, okay? And then whether they buy this or don't buy this, then they get offered OTO3. I hope that makes sense, guys. So, and you see a pattern here. You got 1 product on the front end, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 products in the funnel. Does this kind of thing work? So let's go over here. Let's go over here at the Email Fire, and let's look a little bit deeper. Let me close some of these other windows. Okay, so here's Email Fire. We see 161 sales. How does that break down, though? Okay, with Email Fire, what we have is we got 134 sales on the front end. Okay, so $13.93 generating revenue on the front end. Okay, 16 of OTO1. Okay, 3 of Masterclass Series Replays package, 3 of AC 2017, when we took 2 of them away and gave them the essential, the jewel of the bunch. 3 people took us up on that. Okay, so, and then 6 people joined the Insiders Club. All right, pretty cool. And then we haven't had any takers on our Masterclass Series replays, Email Fire Masterclass Series replays. Haven't had any takers on our Email Fire Masterclass Series. And if I don't get any takers on this launch, then good. I don't have to teach that class. Yay me. So what happens in a situation like this, guys, is the positive is I don't have to teach the class. The negative is my OTO3 was not very effective. So I'll have to examine that after the launch and just see what I can do to improve my OTO3 for next time around. And that's all it is. Anyways, so that's where we stand, guys. And if we look at revenue, we can see our funnel is already working for us. So we got 432 plus 141 plus 81 equals 654. Okay. Now, the 6 people that joined the Insiders Club, they joined on a trial, right? A $1.99 trial. So in 7 days, some of these people are going to stay. And, you know, my average insider, guys, stays between 7 months to a year. So, you know, these people who join the Insiders Club, they're probably going to stay, and I'm going to extend the life of those customers probably by about 7 months. So this doesn't tell the whole story. This is reoccurring revenue right here. So we're a day into this, and now we're about a day. I guess you could say, it's safe to say we're almost a day and a half into this. So this is pretty good for a day and a half. But what I wanted to show you is, so here we go, 654 plus the 1194 and reoccurring. So almost $700, through the funnel. So, you know, 1393 on the front end, almost 7 through the funnel. So, you know, it's like the funnel's valuable. I hope that makes sense, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The funnel is quite valuable. So that's why we do a sales funnel. For all the people who say, you know, I don't like sales funnels, I don't like all that stuff in the sales funnel, look, that's the vocal minority. There's lots of people who do like sales funnels, who do buy things. And also, this doesn't include the fact that inside Email Fire, they'll have another opportunity to pick up some of these things. They won't have an opportunity to go through the masterclass, the actual masterclass, because it's an interactive class and it's time sensitive. But they will have an opportunity to pick up the replays. So anyways, which makes me think like, oh crap, I still got to teach the class. I'll probably end up teaching that class anyway. So anyways, honestly, guys, from my experience, I'm probably going to sell 1 or 2 of these masterclass series. It's probably what's going to happen. It's $197, and $197 is a lot to ask someone who does not know you. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not an easy sell. Higher ticket, you know, people say that like $197 offers aren't high ticket. But in my experience, usually anything that costs over, you know, $100, $97 and up, I mean, generally that it's more effective to sell them by email. But by putting these masterclass series on the back end, you give people a chance to buy those premium type products. And it also helps your affiliates. Your affiliates have a chance to make more money. So it's good for everybody. But yeah, they don't generally just sell tons and tons and tons. That's not. And we can see like the drive here. What did I have on the back end of the drive? Let me just see because I can't remember, guys. We're gonna take a look. So here's the drive. On the back of the drive, I had Affiliate Command 2017, which was $197, high ticket course. I call it a high ticket course. I sold 2 of them. So, you know, 12,000 people went through, you know, 16,000 people went through the sales funnel. 2 people bought OTO3. So we look at Cloud Money, it was a 5-figure launch. And if we look at Cloud Money, it had a class very similar to the one I'm teaching inside Email Fire. And not similar in content, but the structure and the format is similar. 24,000 people went through that funnel, and we can see 7 people bought the masterclass. So not tons, okay? And that's pretty normal. And then that's Cloud Money, and we look at one more. Here's Free Funnels, you know, which 31,000 people went through that funnel. So when we look at it, just waiting, guys. Everything's moving slow today. So with Free Funnels, okay, see, you can't see it in Free Funnels because I took the masterclass out. I had a masterclass on Free Funnels. I took it out after the launch was over. Okay, I took it out after the launch was over, but we can find it. We can go to products so we can find it. Let's see. This will be a Free Funnels masterclass, I think. Free Funnels masterclass. Sales. Say only I sold 1 of those Free Funnels masterclass series replays. So I sold 6 of the replays on the masterclass. I sold 1 of the actual masterclass, interactive masterclass. So you see what I'm saying? Like usually OTO3 and DS3 don't get tons and tons of sales because they're in a sales funnel. A lot of these people don't know you that well. So, but that's kind of what I'm looking for on OTO3, just from my past experience. I'm looking for 1 to 5 to 6 sales, you know, and if that's what happens, then we're doing okay. Let me go ahead and let me get this guy squared away. Let's give him a chance. All right, cool. Let me turn off this screen share and we'll get into. All right, cool, guys. So that's what's going on with the email fire launch, guys. And I will update you when we do our next coaching call next month. I'll update you guys on the finished results of this. Actually, you know what? That's kind of a little ways away. You know what I might do, guys? I might just do like a video on a wrap up. When I wrap this launch up on Monday or Tuesday, I will do a video for you guys and put it in the Insiders Club so you guys can just see, you know, what finished results were on the launch. I think that would probably be helpful. So why don't we just do that? Let me just trying to figure out. So I want to get to where I can see you guys' questions if you have any questions for me, so I'm not ignoring you. All right, so cool. All right, let me answer some of these questions. I've been pretty long-winded here so far. What's up, James? How you doing, man? When should I use email fire? After a sale or to revive a dead list? After a free offer? Those are great questions, James. So James, you can absolutely use email fire to revive a dead list. After you do a sale, you can use email fire. I would say when you have people on a buyer's list, like after you sell them something, they've already bought something from you. Email fire is great, but it's a 4-week sequence divided up into 20 emails, and there's no selling in it. So I would say, to me, if someone's already bought something off of you and they're still fresh, they're hot, it's a hot lead, they just bought off of you, you probably don't need to run, you know, through a 30-day indoctrination series. The only way I would say that you would need to run it that long is if you were going to go high ticket on them. If you were going to go high ticket, it's not bad. It's not bad to run them through a 30-day indoctrination series, build up a lot of goodwill, and then go high ticket on them and offer them something high ticket. But if you just want to do some affiliate promotions, if you want to offer them some more low ticket stuff, man, you could probably run them through. You could probably run them through a week. You can run them through a couple weeks and then, you know, promote to them. You know, you can promote to them in between. Or, you know, the thing about the email fire sequence, James, is you can really, I mean, if you want to, you can tack on promotions in it. I mean, you think the first week is email marketing. I mean, if you have a course on email marketing, I mean, clearly you can segue into a pitch for an email marketing course. The second week is on lead acquisition. So, I mean, look, you can easily segue any of those emails in the second week. You can easily, you know, pitch list building courses. So, I mean, it wouldn't be very hard to put pitches on those emails. That'd be pretty easy. So you can do it however you want, man. But what I would say, James, is if you're putting cold traffic on a list, like solo ad traffic or Facebook ad traffic, putting cold traffic on a list, I recommend running them through the whole 30-day series before you start trying to pitch them. That's what I recommend. But you know, you can do it however you want. You know, you can do it however you want. If you want to put some pitches on some of those emails, you can do that, man. I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do it. I'm just saying what's been more effective for me when it comes to email marketing. The colder the list, the more indoctrination you probably want to put them through. When it comes to reviving a dead list, man, I would definitely put them through the whole freaking thing. Just put them through the whole thing, you know. But if you want to start putting a couple pitches here or there after the 2-week mark, I think that'd be fine. It depends on how they're responding. Like if you see them starting to come back around, starting to respond back around to your emails, you'll know, man. You'll know because every week you have a little question in there. You have a little kind of a quiz in there. You have a little an option to send them out to something. So what you want to do is just kind of gauge where they're at, you know, and that's how I do it, James. That's what I would do. The whole entire indoctrination series, it's really meant for a cold list who doesn't know you, because we got to remember, you know, when it comes to making money online, we're talking about the idea of building an audience, putting them on an email list, and then sending them offers to make money. Okay, so 1 and 2 don't have to be in that order. You know, you can put them on an email list first and then turn them into an audience. But the problem is people think that they can build an email list and they don't have to turn them into an audience. And that's not true. If you put the people on a list and they don't know you, like you, or trust you, they're not going to buy anything from you. So, I mean, you're still going to have to build the audience, whether you put them on the list first or not. So you just kind of gauge, you know, where your list is at, you know. But that's what I would say. I mean, put it this way: when they go through the 4-week indoctrination series, when you're done, they're going to be ready for high ticket. You know what I mean? They're going to be ready to sell a coaching package too. They're going to be ready to sell a high ticket offer too. Okay. That's the idea. You're building up a lot of goodwill there, and you're putting yourself in a position of authority and trust. So that's how that works. I hope that answers your question, man. Just let me know if that doesn't answer your question. Okay, so why so long between this launch and the last launch? Someone asked me how come it took me so long to put out another product. It's funny. So it took me a long time to put out another product, you guys, because, yeah, for sure, man. And thanks for checking out my live stream yesterday too, man. So it took me so long to put out another product, you guys. Look, because when like my last product launch to the public was Talk Show Empire a few months ago, and it didn't really go the way I wanted it to. And I pulled the product a couple days after it launched. And honestly, I mean, I can be honest with you guys, that was a mistake. I mean, you know, I let my arrogance and my pride get in the way. I mean, the launch wasn't going the way I wanted it to go, and it made me mad. And I pulled it. You know, I said, screw it. Screw all you guys. Forget it. I'll save this one for me and the Insiders Club. But you know, when I pulled it, I said, I'm not launching again for a while, man. I'm just going to put out stuff for my Insiders Club. I'm not going to launch anymore for a while. And I was real mad and I was angry, man. I felt like, you know, just I had a lot of different emotions about it. But at the end of the day, guys, what it boiled down to was burnout. You know, I just had been, you know, just going too hard, too long for a too long period of time, you know. Burnout's like a real thing, and we all got to deal with it. You know, when you run your own business, there's no clock out time. You know, I mean, I was up till like 2, 3 in the morning last night. Listen, here's this. I was up 2 or 3 in the morning last night working on promotion for Email Fire because I was right there. I was trying to catch the deal of the day this morning, and I wanted to see if I was going to catch it. I didn't catch it. Another product got selected, which is fine, but I was trying to make that final push to see if I could generate enough revenue to pass up somebody else, because I knew if I passed them up, I would probably catch the Deal of the Day award. I didn't make it, but that's okay. I did everything I could, and I went to bed knowing I did everything I could. This morning, I woke up at 6:45 because I had to do an interview. An affiliate wanted to interview me for Email Fire, but this affiliate lived in the Philippines. And the Philippines, if you guys don't know, the Philippines is 12 hours ahead of my Eastern time zone here. So for him, it was like 7 o'clock at night. For me, it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. So maybe it was like a little bit late for him, and maybe it was a little bit early for me, but that was like our kind of compromise there. We met in the middle there. So in order to do that, you know, if I'm going to bed at 2 and waking up at 6:45, of course, you guys know that doesn't mean I don't get a lot of sleep. So I get up 6:45, I do that interview, and then I start preparing myself. I start looking through I do a little customer support, and then start preparing for this group coaching call with you guys. So it's busy, right? I mean, and I'm not complaining at all because I love my job, guys. I mean, I created it from scratch, and I love being able to do what I do, but it can be fairly busy sometimes, and there's no like turn off button, you know? I didn't have to stay up late last night pushing that product. I could have went to bed at like 9 o'clock. I could have said, oh man, I got to wake up early for this interview tomorrow, so I'm just going to go to bed at 9. But the competitor in me knew that if I stayed up and pushed, I might be able to get that Deal of the Day award. And that's going to be probably $3,000 or $4,000 more in revenue generated if I get that award. So the reason I'm saying that, guys, is because I want you to know that, like, there's no clock out time, you know? And when you're the boss, it's like you're always kind of thinking about it in the back of your mind. Like, even if you take a day off or something, you're always kind of plotting on what the next thing's going to be, what the next part of your business is going to look like. I remember when I used to work at, like, you know, I used to work at this hospital, and I used to work at I worked at several places, but every one of those places I worked at, like, I put in hard work, and then when I left, you know, I left, man. I left. I was done. I didn't have to worry about that. I put that work out of my mind completely, and I didn't think about it. The only thing I thought about work was when I had to come back. And that was it, man. All right, I'm done with this. I'll be back next week. See you next week. Same time, same station. And that was it, right? I wouldn't think about it the rest of the weekend. But when you run your own business, you're always kind of thinking about it, you know, and you always think, well, what else could I do? When you're in the launch business, especially when you're in the launch game, you're always thinking, like, what else could I do to, you know, what else could I do, man, to give myself a competitive advantage? What else could I do to move up the ranks and push more units? And that's kind of how the launch game is. So it's fine, and I love it, but, you know, you can get burnt out, and, you know, you won't even realize you're getting burnt out, man. Like, I didn't realize I was getting burnt out, but my decision making was not as good. You know what I'm saying? Like, my decision making was not quite as good, like, not quite as sharp. So some of the mistakes I made, I wouldn't have made if I wouldn't have been burnt out. Like, mistakes like, you know, closing that launch up just because of emotions. Emotions is why I closed that launch up. I mean, it wasn't very smart, man. I mean, I should have let it ride out the launch cycle. I should have let it ride out the launch cycle and just see where the cards fall where they may, you know? That's what I should have did. So, but I didn't. And I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. But I needed to take some time away from launching because it's a little stressful and you can get burnt out. So that's why it's so long between launches. That was kind of a long-winded answer, but I didn't want to skim around it for you. That's why it took me so long between launches. But as you guys know, man, I still put out products. Every single month we put out a new piece of paid content for the Insiders Club. I just don't always launch them to the public. So anyways, cool. Why 30 days of no offers? Doesn't that condition my list to be freebie seekers? So this guy's asking me about email fire stuff. He's asking me sort of not the same question as James was, but similar. He wants to know, why is there a 4-week email fire sequence where he's supposed to put his list through a 30-day period and not offer them anything to buy? He's afraid that's going to condition them to be freebie seekers and not want to buy anything, because now they're kind of conditioned to just want everything for free. Like, yeah, I have done it multiple ways, you guys. I've done it multiple ways. And here's what I say about that. The first thing I'd say about that is this, okay? You don't just have one right answer, okay? You have to understand, like, I can say black is a powerful color. If I paint, if my car is black, that's a powerful color, and it makes a statement. If I wear all black clothes, it makes a statement, right? But then I could say, well, if I wear all white clothes, that makes a statement. Or if I wear all red clothes with like a black outline, that makes a statement. You know, there's a few ways you can go about it. Here's what I find to be true, regardless of what everybody else says. And I've heard it all, guys. I'm a student of email marketing, and I practice email marketing all the time, every day. Here's what I know to be true. You build an audience, you put them on an email list, you sell them things. This is the foundation for making money online, sustainable money online, because email traffic is by far the cheapest traffic, by far the warmest traffic, highest converting traffic that you're going to get. So here's what I know. The colder your list is, the more you have to work on your audience building, okay? The higher priced stuff that you want to sell, the more that you're going to have to work on your audience building, right? If you want someone to give you $3,000, they need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you. All right, that's just the way it is. And guys, I'm not just blowing smoke up your butt here. I sell $2,000 coaching packages fairly regularly. All right, and I've never sold a $2,000 coaching package to anyone who didn't trust me. Not once, never. It's never happened. I never ran someone through a funnel and just sold them a $2,000 high ticket offer when they didn't even know me. Somewhere they had to connect with me on a level to where they felt like I could help them. Okay. And that's just the way it is. Now, when I put warm traffic on a list, generally I do that. Like I'll do it with like my YouTube channel, like that traffic. When they end up on my list, they already know me because of my YouTube videos. So yeah, I don't have to wait as long to try to sell them things because they already know, like, and trust me. If people get on my list from Facebook, usually I don't have to wait as long to sell them things. I'm not talking about Facebook paid traffic here. I'm talking about free traffic that organically filters to my blog, then organically gets put on my list. Because the content that I post on my blog, I also post it on Facebook. It's another way to audience build. So the traffic that comes from Facebook is audience building, right? So these people hit my list fairly warm. I don't have to wait so long to sell them things, okay? But when you start putting cold traffic on a list, or when you start trying to reach out to a list that you built like a year ago and you haven't talked to them in like a year and like they don't even remember who you are, look, you have to practice audience building. That's just the way it is. Now, Email Fire is a 30-day sequence, and it's designed to have 2 days off a week. And the reason why it has 2 days off a week, you guys, is so you don't have list fatigue, right? You want to give your list a day off here and there, okay? With Email Fire, the days off come on Thursday and on Sunday. But, I mean, you know, it's open to interpretation. It's a series of 20 emails. You can divide them out however you want. But that being said, I'm a guy who's made thousands of dollars with email, and I know what works. And when it comes to the idea of trying to warm up a group of people and get them to know, like, and trust you, you got to hit them. You want to hit them every day, fairly frequently. And the reason you want to do it is because, you know, their inbox is noisy. They do got a lot of things going on. So they're not going to see all of your emails. But if they see a good one and all the Email Fire emails are good, then that's going to make them go back and look for some other ones in their inbox from you. Okay. So what's going to happen is it's going to be a compounding effect, and you are training them. You're not training them to be freebie seekers. Okay. You're training them to open your emails, because every time they open your email, they see something of value in there. All right. Now, when someone that you know, like, and trust offers you something that costs money, what happens is more people buy it. That's what happens. I mean, that's the reality. I mean, you hear a lot of theory out there. You hear a lot of cats out there telling you this and that and the other thing. It's all fine. But when we talk about the idea of converting cold traffic that don't know you at all, you're not going to have a lot of luck getting them to buy crap off of you if they don't know you, they don't like you, they haven't built any kind of rapport with you. It just doesn't work, man. I've tried it. It doesn't work. I mean, you're going to be converting at less than 1%. Put it that way. So it's hard, man. It's really hard to make your money back on that. Why do you guys think? You guys probably, a lot of you guys probably hang out on Facebook, right? Do you ever notice that like Facebook paid ads, they generally lead you to a webinar, or they'll lead you to like some, you know, physical book offer. It'll be like a physical book funnel. You know what I mean? But the physical book aspect of it, man, that's supreme authority building, right? Because it's a physical book. You know, many times that book will have a giant sales page on it. They're saying they're giving it to you for free, but they're not. They're really qualifying you because you're paying shipping and handling on the book. So that's qualifying you as someone who will spend money. So it's a very low ticket. But the thing about it is they're losing money. They're losing money. Just the book, shipping, handling, they're losing money on the ad. Then what they'll do is they'll upsell you like a video workshop for like maybe $47 or something like that. And what that's going to do is that's going to pay for all the ads they're spending on the front end to get you in that funnel. Then what they're doing is they're following up with their high ticket $2,000 course, right? The beauty of that course is they don't even have to do coaching. The beauty of that course is it's a video course. They don't have to do any coaching. They can scale it infinitely. But the point is they're paying high dollars for those ads. They're paying like $3, $4, $5 a lead for those ads. And that's pretty high price leads, man. When we're talking about leads that aren't even proven to buy anything, and they're paying $3, $4, and $5 for those leads, the only reason that works is because they're selling high ticket product on the back end. And they have a series of things happening to warm you up. If you think about the video and the sales page that qualifies you with the physical book, then you get put on a list. You've already bought something from them. Now they're going to start qualifying you in the emails for their high ticket. And you guys don't have to take my word for it. You can go out there on Facebook and you can look at some of the ads. Most of the ads don't go to book funnels because it's a trickier funnel. You know what I mean? It's a trickier funnel. It's a longer funnel to convert from front end prospects to back end high ticket. It's a longer funnel. What you'll see most people doing is they'll run the Facebook ads right to webinar registration. They'll run you to a webinar registration. So they'll get your name on a list, and that'll be a freebie list, right? You signed up for a free webinar. Then they'll run like a webinar, a high value webinar with like maybe an hour, hour and a half. And then they'll pitch you like a high ticket course, right? Used to be they'd pitch you coaching, stuff like that. You don't see as much mentorship now because it's hard to scale mentorship, especially one-on-one mentorship. Like if you see mentorship and coaching, you'll see like a group thing, like where it'll be like some kind of 3-day event or something. But a lot of times you'll see like these courses that are like, a couple $100 up to like not even a couple $100, man. You don't see that too often. More times than not, you see a couple $1,000 courses. But you'll see a lot of Facebook ads running to webinars that pitch $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 courses. And the reason why you see it, man, is because it's expensive to run Facebook ads. That's the way it is. You think it's cheap because you can get by just doing like $5 a day or something. But you're not going to get a lot of results running $5 a day traffic. You're not. All right. You just got to put a lot of money into it, man, especially in the beginning when you're collecting data, you're trying to figure out who will resonate with this offer, and you're sending out to multiple demographics. You're spending more than $5 a day trying to figure it out. And it takes money. And then once you scale it, it's nothing to spend $3 a lead. It's nothing. So anyways, yeah, I'm getting off topic, but that's the whole thing. When he asked, the Doesn't that condition my list to be freebie seekers if I do 30 days with no offers? No, it doesn't condition them to freebie seekers. It conditions them to like you. You know, it's not like you're gonna. It's not like. I mean, it's foolish. It's foolish. I mean, look, it's not like you're gonna send them, 30 emails. You're gonna send them 4 weeks of value packed emails, 4 weeks of entertainment packed emails, and like they're just gonna like forget how to buy stuff. That doesn't even make sense, man. Who are you guys going to buy from? Are you rather going to buy from someone you know, or are you rather going to buy from a stranger who's been offering you stuff since day one? I mean, you guys tell me. I mean, if I got kids coming around my neighborhood selling candy bars, am I going to buy from, my nieces and nephews who I know, or am I going to buy from these random kids? I mean, I'd probably buy from them all, right? Because they're kids and they're trying to sell candy bars. But I mean, maybe that's a bad example. But the point is, we tend to buy from people we know. This idea that you're going to condition people to be freebie seekers is nonsense. It's nonsense. Okay. I've proven it time and time again with my emails. My emails convert at 18 to 20%. So, I mean, if you got warm traffic hitting your list, you don't need to wait as long to make them offers. If you got cold traffic hitting your list, you got to work on your audience building. That's the bottom line. Why is there no proof in email fire? Numbers and proof really help sell an email and build authority. Yeah, numbers and proof do help sell and build authority. But the problem is email fire, this is a funny question. The problem is email fire, I mean, I could put tons of proof inside email fire. The problem is that's my proof. If I put it in email fire and I sell it to you guys, and then you guys use those emails, you're going to be a bunch of liars. You're going to be a bunch of liars. You're not me. So no, you don't put personal proof in emails that are designed for other people to use. One of the challenges with email fire was that I wanted the emails to be very effective for people, but I don't want them to be generic. So that means they need good stories in them, and they also need good actionable content in them. All right. So the numbers in email fire are numbers, borrowed from other people. Like, if I say something like, hey, did you know email is the most effective form of traffic there is? This person's generated this much with email traffic. This person's generated this much with email traffic. This person's generated this much with email traffic. And I could go on and on and on giving you examples. But the fact of the matter is, this is the most effective. Now, I just threw out a bunch of numbers at you in an email like that, but they weren't my numbers. All right. And it's important to do things like that when you're doing a series like Email Fire, because you don't want people to be sending these messages to their list with them making claims that aren't them. Does that make sense? Because like, if I say, yeah, I've made this much money online, that's easy for me to say, but it's not cool if I'm saying that in an email that I'm going to give to, James over there. And he's going to be sending that out to his list, because now it looks like he's saying that. That doesn't make any sense. I just turned James into a big fat liar. That's not cool. Or what if I talked about walking my dog or something? What if I talked about trying to lose some weight and get in shape? Those are my personal situations, my personal stories, right? That doesn't work for James Alexander over there. It doesn't make sense. So, I mean, what the challenge was putting together an email series that can build rapport with people, that can build authority with people, and yet be generic enough to where everybody can use them. And the way I did it was I focused on, famous people. I focused on philosophers, people that we could all relate to, stories that we could all relate to. I told stories that everybody could relate to. And when I wanted to use numbers to build, authority, I would use facts and I would use numbers from people that everybody knows about in the space. So this is the way we get around that. Essentially, we're borrowing we're outsourcing the experience essentially. I'm outsourcing the experience of entertainment. I'm outsourcing the experience of I'm outsourcing the experience of actionable content. And because the fact is, if I start using my own personal experiences, they just don't fit for a bunch of people to use in their emails. It makes it almost worthless. You know what I mean? So that's why the series is designed like that. And it was a lot of thought put into Email Fire, and it's kind of a lot to think about before I put that series together, just because it needed to be really good, but it also needed to be really good, but it also needed to be generic enough to where multiple people could use it. So a lot of thought went into Email Fire. Have these emails in Email Fire ever been used before? Ooh, that's a good question. So the emails in Email Fire, they're written in my personal style. They're written, these are the exact same emails that I would write to my list. The only difference is I've taken out personal stories and used, like I said before, generic stories that everybody can relate to. Matter of fact, I just wrote an email to my list yesterday talking about Harry Potter, and I was relating Harry Potter to this marketing tactic called us versus them, because I was talking about how J.K. Rowling in Harry Potter, she uses a lot of us versus them to help us really, really be pulling for the main characters in the books and in the movies. And I told that story in the email. Okay, now that's a classic example of how I can use a story that everybody can relate to, and I can turn that into a lesson that everybody can benefit from, but I don't tell a personal story. So I use stories like that in my personal emails, but I also use personal stories like, hey, when I was a kid, this happened to me, blah, 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 blah. I don't use those kind of stories with the Email Fire sequence. So when you're asking me if the Email Fire sequence has ever been used before, the answer to that is it was important to me to put together an email sequence that hasn't ever been used before. I want those particular emails to be fresh, right? I don't just want to be selling you guys a bunch of swipe files that have been used by me tons of times, okay? I have thousands of people on my email list in the internet marketing space, okay? And if I sell you a batch of my emails that I've already used, I mean, it's fine, but it's not quite as special. What I wanted to do was I wanted to be a guy who has sold thousands of dollars worth of products with my emails, okay? And I wanted to write, from a professional standpoint, a fresh set of emails that was designed to do what I'm very good at doing, warming people up and putting them on email lists and selling them things. That's what I wanted to do. So to answer your question, Email Fire is fresh. It's never been used before. Now, I can't say that after yesterday because people are buying it. Almost 200 people have bought it so far. So it will be used. And I'm sure that people will adjust it and move it around and use it in different ways. But before yesterday, the Email Fire sequence has never been used. And the good news is, guys, I'm gonna do another Email Fire sequence. I'm gonna put out Email Fire 2, and it'll continue. You know what I mean? I'll put out some fresh ones periodically every few months or something. So, but yeah, so that's cool. It's funny. People think that oh, I want an email sequence that has been proven, that has been used over and over and over again. But honestly, I mean, if I have an email sequence that's been used, I mean, right off the bat, I got work for myself. I'm going to have to take the concepts in that email sequence, and I'm going to have to adjust it a little bit so it's fresh. All right. With Email Fire, this sequence has not been used yet. All right. It's fresh content. People haven't seen it yet. So it's really good, man. It's really high quality. I freaking bought 5 emails before. I didn't have time to do a set of swipe files once. I paid someone $250 to write 5 email swipes for me. Okay. So a good friend of mine, Dexter Paglinawan, he used to write tons and tons of copy, and he told me he charged $7 an email for writing emails. And he said that was on the low end, $7 an email. So we're talking about, 20 emails. We're talking about $140. Am I doing my math right on that? I think I'm doing my math right on that. So to be able to grab this one for $10.80 or whatever, it's a really good deal. Now, keep in mind, more than one person's going to have it, but still yet, man. I've bought in a lot of emails from people in my day, and I know what makes a high-quality email, and I know what sells things, and I know what gets people to know you, like you, and trust you, and I put all that in this series. So very, very cool. All right. Do I need to build a list first before I do a product launch? Do I need to build a list first before I do a product launch? Look, there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to product launching. Now, what I'll tell you guys is this. What I'll tell you guys is this. When it comes to product launching, of course, having a list is helpful. Of course, it's helpful to have a list when you're doing product launching. However, you don't have to have a list to do a successful product launch. You don't have to have a list to do a successful product launch. You got to understand, product launching regularly, putting out a piece of paid content regularly is how many people build their lists. I mean, I can include myself in that. That's one of my main list building strategies. It's putting out paid content every month. All right, so you have to start somewhere, right? So the idea is, if you want to launch a product and you don't have an email list, first of all, we're talking about a question of leverage. So you need to build a little bit of leverage for your business. A good thing to do is to start being a part of the marketing scene. Like get on Facebook, start friend requesting some other people in your space, influencers in your space. Okay. Start becoming a part of the scene, right? Be a part of it every day. Okay. If you want to build a little bit of leverage, okay, once a week, drop a piece of content on Facebook or, on your blog too. Drop it on your blog, but drop it on Facebook where people are actually hanging out. In that content, make sure you got a little bit of entertainment, got an actual takeaway, an actual lesson, or a piece of actionable content in that piece of content, right? Drop it every week. This is going to help you start to build a little bit of authority. It's going to start pulling people around you a little bit. Also, start a YouTube channel, okay? And start doing some product reviews on some of these products that are coming out. Start interviewing some of these product launchers. Okay, you want to launch a product, you don't have a list. What you want to do, start a YouTube channel, start interviewing some of these product launchers. All right, because what that's going to do is that's going to legitimize you and your business a little bit. You're not just going to look like some noob who just wants to buy a bunch of stuff and isn't doing anything. You're actually going to start to make your business look real. Right? Hey, I have an actual YouTube channel. I interview people who launch products and stuff. So what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to build leverage for your business. If someone like me sees that you have a YouTube channel and you have a bunch of product reviews on it, like that legitimizes you to me. Even if you don't have a lot of views on it, even if you don't have a lot of subscribers on it, I see that you're putting in work. I see you're trying to build something, and that legitimizes you to me. So that's leverage. That's leverage for your business. So just being a part of the scene, being consistent, builds a little bit of leverage for you. Interviewing other product creators, that builds relationships with them. You know what I mean? And it also, there's some celebrity by association. You know what I mean? If people in the space who follow these people see you interviewing these people, they're going to, on a subconscious level, think more highly of you. Like, well, you must know what you're doing. You're interviewing all these people who are awesome, and man, you must be awesome too. You know, that's what they think. Think about it, guys. Think about if you saw me interviewing like Oprah Winfrey or something, or freaking Dr. Phil, or you know, one of these celebrities. You'd be like, man, I didn't know Cam knew that cat. Holy cow! I just talked to someone today who knew Woody Harrelson, right? He talked to Woody Harrelson, and like, you know, on a conscious level, I might not think that much of it. But like, it's enough for me to say, oh, wow, you talked to Woody Harrelson? That's awesome. You know what I mean? On a conscious level. But on a subconscious level, it's like, wow, you know Woody Harrelson? On a subconscious level. It's all I'm saying, guys, is it makes a difference. It's a way for you to build leverage for your business without having to have a giant email list. Because the difference is things you can do today, right? Anybody can start a YouTube channel. Anybody can start doing interviews, right? But that step builds leverage for you. So then what happens is when you start reaching out to affiliates to help you promote your stuff, they kind of already know you a little bit from your YouTube channel, you know, especially the affiliates you're reaching out to. You're going to be reaching out to people you just interviewed last week. I just interviewed that cat like a month ago. Now you're reaching out to people you've already kind of connected with a little bit. Because if you noticed, some of the biggest affiliates in the game are product vendors. Why? Why are product vendors some of the biggest affiliates in the game? Because product vendors are influencers and they have big email lists. And email lists, that's like the key to sustainability on the internet. But the question was, can I launch without an email list? And the answer is absolutely, you can launch without an email list. Now, obviously, without an email list, you don't have a ton of leverage, right? Because you don't have a ton of warm traffic. You can just send it something, but you can still do it. And listen, launches are not like something you just do one time. You know, you build upon it. You launch a few times, right? And you start building consistently. I don't want you to think about it like launching a product. Oh my God, I'm launching a product. Look, when you launch a product, you're releasing a piece of paid content into the market, okay? I mean, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but content is the lifeblood of the internet. I mean, that's what makes the internet go. It's content, content, content every day. We're on like a 24-hour news cycle, constantly putting out new content. So in order for you to stay relevant, you need to have like some kind of a content schedule, whether you're doing paid content or whether you're doing free content. At least once a month, you know, you ought to be dropping some kind of content out there to stay relevant. Because think about it. I mean, you're trying to position yourself as someone who people want to follow because you can help them. Well, how can you help people if you're never putting any information out there for them? They're not going to see you as top of mind. You're not going to be top of mind. They're going to go to whoever is top of mind, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, guys. So the answer is no, you don't have to have a list before you do a product launch, but you do want to be clever about it. You know, you want to do a few things to build more leverage, and then you want to really do a lot of affiliate recruitment. You want to reach out to affiliates. And one thing I'll say about that is when you're reaching out to affiliates, put them through like a process. You know what I mean? When you're reaching out to affiliates, don't just be like, hey, what's up, man? I got a launch coming out. They don't care. They don't care if you got a launch coming out. Everybody's got a launch coming out. They don't care. You need to start out by breaking the ice. You need to start out by being like, hey, what's up, man? I just want to let you know I really respect what you do. And I love your work, you know, and that's it, right? Just say that and then see what they say, you know. Do they get back to you? So you friend request them and then you say something like that and see what they say. And then if they say something back like, oh, cool, thanks, man. Then you move on to the next thing. And the next thing is usually, hey, I got this thing coming out pretty soon. You know, I thought you might be really interested in it. But let me know, man, if you are, because I'll get you a review copy. You know, just be real vague. You know, don't give them a date. Don't give them a time. Just say, hey, man, I'd love to give you a review copy of this if you're interested. I got this thing coming out pretty soon. And like if you do that, see what they say. They might say, yeah, bring it on. Let me see it. What do you got? Or they might say no thanks, or they might just ignore you. But you wait and see. You know what I mean? You wait and see. So what I'm saying is this is like not relationship building. You know what I mean? This is like JV recruitment, smart JV recruitment. Like true relationship building takes time, right? You don't have tons of time. You're trying to recruit affiliates for your product launch. So what you need to do is kind of break the ice a little bit and then, throw it out there in a way that doesn't sound, like just offensive. People who promote things, guys, people who are influencers, they always got people coming at them every day. People always coming at them, wanting them to look at stuff, wanting them to do this, wanting them to do that. And most of them do it wrong. Most of them come at them in a way that just makes them want to be like, man, whatever, dude, leave me alone. You know what I mean? So, just taking the time to break the ice a little bit and, make it sort of just kind of lead into it a little bit slower and kind of walk them through this process. Your results with your JV recruitment will be better if you do it that way. And then, of course, the more you reach out to, the better you'll do. And then, of course, make sure you list your product launch on Muncheye. And then, of course, make sure you sign up for all those JV groups on Facebook. Those help. Make sure you list your product launch details in the JV groups. And then the other thing I would say is, and this is a hard one. This is the hardest one. I would say, if you want to pull in the bigger guys, you got to start reaching out to them a month in advance. And that's really hard. I find that really challenging. For Email Fire, I started 2 weeks ago. So I started reaching out to people 2 weeks ago. So that's, it is what it is. I wish I could have. I started 2 weeks ago, and I got a few people who said, dude, I wish you would have told me about this like last month. I'm already booked out for the month. You see what I mean? People book out for their affiliate promotions. So, it's not easy, guys, because think about what needs to be done for you to start recruiting affiliates. You need a product done, right? They're going to want to see the product. You need a JV page done. They're going to want to see what the funnel looks like. What's the deal with the product? You need those things done. And then you need a sales page done. They want to see a sales page preview. So you need the product done, you need the JV page done, and you need the sales page done, really, before you can start reaching out to them. So to have all that stuff done a month before you launch, sometimes that's challenging. That's pretty challenging sometimes. So I'm not saying this stuff's easy, guys, but this is what it takes to do a really, really good, successful product launch. And you can do those things without a list. Everybody starts somewhere. I would say a good goal is to try to shoot for 100 units. If you can push 100 units on your first product launch, you're kicking butt. You're kicking butt if you can do that. So that's what I would say, man. Is there any way that I can get cheap or free mentoring? I know that sounds crazy, but I have no money and I really need to achieve success. This guy wants free coaching and mentoring. Look, mentoring and coaching is expensive, obviously. The reason why it's expensive is because, we have to actually spend our time doing it. Like if I'm spending an hour and a half, 2 hours coaching you, I can't spend that time doing anything else. Well, think about this group coaching call right here, guys. We're on this group coaching call right now. While I'm here, I can't do anything for my product launch. I can't do any of the other stuff that I need to do because I'm on this call. So this is why coaching starts to become really, really expensive. This is why mentoring starts to become really expensive. Now, what I would say, man, is if you want, this is kind of funny because it leads into something we talked about before, but what I would say is if you want to get free coaching or free mentoring, I would say the best thing you can do, the closest thing you can get to that is by starting that YouTube channel I was telling you about and interviewing people in your space who you want to learn from. Put together a series of questions that you're trying to figure out and then interview them and ask them those questions, right? It's not going to be quite the same as free mentoring. It's not going to be quite the same as free coaching, but you will get a ton of golden nuggets. And that's probably the closest thing you can get to free mentoring and free coaching, interviewing people who you know are successful and who have done it. That'll allow you the chance to talk to these people one-on-one, and that'll allow you the chance to actually connect with them. So that's about as close as you can get to free mentoring and free coaching, in my opinion. And the other good thing that you can do about that, since we've been talking about product launching in this call, another thing you can do with that, you don't even have to put those interviews on your YouTube channel. You can review these, you can interview these people, and then you can package those interviews up and sell them. You can sell the interviews as a product. So like, let's say you wanted to really, really learn about product launching, say. So you find 5 or 6 people who do product launching regularly, interview them, ask them questions about product launching, questions you have, and then package those interviews up, and it's like a product launching workshop, you know? And that's like a legit product that you can sell. And not only did you get free mentoring there, but you also got a legit product built for you that you could sell. I mean, that's great. It's just like positioning, you know? It's just like mindset. It's like how you see things. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? I mean, listen, man, I'm telling you guys, I talked about this the other day on a live stream, but I feel like the world is amplifying a negative message. Like, it's negative messages that the world amplifies. You guys ever notice that? You ever watch the news? It's always negative. There's always negativity. Like the negative messages are being amplified out there. The positive messages are being lost. So as a result, if you think about us as humans, we always think of the negative first. Like we're always thinking about the negative stuff that happened. Oh, this happened, all that happened. How you doing? I guess I'm doing all right. You know what I mean? It's like, it's always a negative message that's being amplified. And I don't think it's our fault as humans when, you know, that's the message that the world is pushing is a negative one. But I think if you want to succeed online, you have to let that negative message go. Those negative messages, you have to let them go and seek out the positive in what's happening. Seek out the positive. This launch I'm launching this next few days here, it's not the best one I've ever done, but it certainly isn't the worst one I've ever done either. And there's a lot I can learn from this launch I'm doing right here. And there's a lot I've learned from what I've done a little bit differently in my processes. So it's very positive, man. It's very positive. But if you let yourself fall victim to the negative messages, you can find a negative in anything. Negative in anything. Guys, I just had my van repaired. It needed a new, the air conditioning had went out on it. The passenger side window had stopped working on it. So I had a few things, and also needed the brakes looked at. So I had a few things that needed addressed on my van, and it cost me $1,000 to fix all that stuff. $1,000. Now I could have walked away from that with a really negative taste in my mouth, like, man, this is crazy. I just spent $1,000. You cats overcharged me on this, and blah 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 blah. This is horrible. Or I could walk away from it like feeling really, really happy that like my air conditioner works now, and my passenger side window works now. And me personally, man, I just choose to be happy that these things are working, and that the van's nice and cool on these 100-degree days and stuff. And I'm not saying it's not hard sometimes, guys, because we're conditioned for the negative message. We're conditioned for the negative. So you have to catch yourself. You'll have to catch yourself and not slip into that negative mindset. It takes practice and it takes work. But I guarantee you, man, there's always a negative side. There's always a positive side. So, and you'll get a lot farther just focusing on the positive side. Anyways, what else? I saw you wrapped up your daily vlog. Can you give me any tips for doing daily vlogs in a sub niche? How do I keep myself accountable to upload? How do I find fresh content every day? I'm glad someone was watching the daily vlog. Yeah, I wrapped up the daily vlog 126 days in, guys. I wrapped up the daily vlog 126 days in. Lee Wood's in the house. What's up, Lee? Yeah, I wrapped up the daily vlog. I did it for 126 days, and man, I tell you what, I felt like, well, after day 100, after 100 days in, that's about how long it took me to form a habit to where it wasn't that big of a deal. I was on cruise control with the daily vlog. I knew I could do the whole 365. I had a goal for, I had a minimum goal of 30 days on the daily vlog. I had a maximum goal of 365 days on the daily vlog. And it was a case study. It was an experiment. I wanted to see what it would be like to build a channel from scratch and just talk about whatever I wanted and see how it did if I published every single day. And I made it 126 days. And he was asking me the takeaways I had from it. One takeaway that I had from it's a big takeaway. Publishing every single day is not enough. All right. That's not, and I don't mean you need to publish more than that. I mean, you could publish 3 times a week and it'd be fine. I don't think there's a major difference between publishing every day and publishing 3 times a week. I really don't. I think 3 times a week is fine. I think that what's more important is something called outreach. On YouTube right now, there's a huge emphasis on engagement. There's a huge emphasis on how other people are reacting to your content. Okay. So putting out 3 videos a week is fine. I mean, you don't need to publish every single day. You don't need to kill yourself. I don't mean kill yourself. I just mean you don't need to go insane putting out content every day. You could do like a 3 video a week thing. And then the rest of that week, I think instead of putting out a video every single day, you're better off putting out videos 3 days a week. And on those other days, focus on outreach. And what do I mean by that? I mean, one of my best strategies for pulling people into my channel was finding about 15 or 20 other channels that are doing the same kind of thing I was doing. And they had maybe 1,000 subscribers, maybe 5,000 subscribers, not tons, right? They had some subscribers, but just not like tons. They didn't have so many subscribers to where there were like hundreds of comments on their videos, to where like when I left a comment on their video, it would definitely get noticed, because there's only maybe like 2, 3, 4 comments. So anyways, I'd find like 15 or 20 channels like that, and then I'd have them on a list. And then every single day I would just go around to their channels. I call it making my rounds. And I'd just go around and I'd make rounds on those channels, and I'd see if they'd published a video. And if they'd published a video, I'd watch at least 2 minutes of the video. And then I would comment on the video, and I would thumbs up the video. And I'd basically just be a part of the comment section. I'd just be a part of that conversation that was happening in their comment section on all their videos. Well, when you're doing that for those kind of channels that are still hungry and they're still trying to grow, those creators take notice of you. And more times than not, what'll happen is they'll come back to your channel, they'll subscribe to your channel, and they'll start commenting on your videos. That's what was happening to me. Also, some of their audience will start doing the same thing. So that was by far my best strategy for the new YouTube of 2018. So I would say instead of publishing every day, I would focus on putting out fresh content 3 times a week. And I would, the rest of the week, I would focus on outreach, So that's what I would do. That was by far my best strategy. What was the other question? How do I keep myself accountable to upload? Look, I wish I had a good, easy answer for you on accountability to upload. I did it for 126 days, and I can tell you it wasn't always easy. I remember, I'll tell you a story. This one night, I got to where I was taking, I would do my video clips. The video clips were easy, man. Just if I was going to do like a daily vlog style where I just talked about my day, I might take like a clip here. I might take a clip there. just throughout my day, nothing major, basically to where I'd have maybe like 10, 15 video clips for the day. And then at the end of the day, this is where it got hard for me. At the end of the day, after my family would go to sleep, that's when I would edit it together and I would put it on the vlog. I would publish at night. And that got me into trouble a couple times, you guys, because there was a couple times where I was absolutely I was spent, man. I had done a lot in the daytime and I didn't have a lot of energy left. And I remember this one time, man, I fell asleep on my chair and I fell out of my chair, like editing my daily vlog. I literally fell asleep at the computer trying to edit my daily vlog, fell out of my chair, made a big loud noise, woke my wife up, scared her. The next day she's like, man, what are you doing with this daily vlog? And I was just like, man, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. It was kind of funny because the daily vlog, it never really made me any money. But in my mind, I thought, I want to see what this is going to do. I want to see what's going to happen. If I can build this audience, because like I got other things, that I do besides just make money. I love music. What if I could grow the daily vlog into some kind of thing where, it was an audience that was just interested in what I was doing. Whether I was writing a book or whether I was playing music, it was just an audience that was interested in what I was doing. I thought, man, this would be awesome to build an audience like that, because then I could write a book of poetry, or I could, write an album of music and I could sell it to them and it would be cool. So I saw the benefits, but it was just such a long game. You know what I mean? It was such a long game. Got to put a lot of effort into building it. And the thing about it is, man, I really need to focus all my energy on internet marketing. I need to focus all my energy on making epic conversions as strong as possible. So that's kind of what I would say about that. And when it comes to accountability to upload, you just got to be determined, man. You just got to be determined. Put yourself on a schedule and be determined to get it done. You could schedule them, you know what I mean? But that's the thing, man. They put these new rules in place for YouTube now. And like if you start a new YouTube channel, I don't even think you have the ability to schedule a video to release. I mean, you used to be like, you could upload like 30 videos and just schedule them to publish one a day for the next 30 days. And it was cool. Now they've taken that ability away to everybody except people who have monetized channels. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, who cares? I mean, why would you you've handicapped these people. They can't monetize their stuff. And not only can they not monetize, you've taken away all their tools to be able to get their channel and grow their channel to a place where they can monetize. I'm not going to keep ranting on about YouTube, but there are some things they've done that don't make sense to me. But look, the short answer is it's not easy. You're going to have to find strength within to monetize. Or I'm not to monetize, but to stay accountable to upload. I think one thing that you can do that helps is to plan your content out. If you have a content schedule and you have it planned out for like a few weeks, several weeks in advance, and you got it mapped out, you're good to go. Another thing that can help is production blocks. And I've talked about that before, but you can record several videos in one day and just have those sitting on your computer waiting to be uploaded on the day that you want to upload it. Another thing that helps is this little dude right here. Setting an alarm in your phone on the days you want to upload and have the alarm go off when it's time to upload, so that way you don't forget. Those are some things that might help. I think at the end of the day, though, it comes from here. You just have to want it. You know what I mean? And I think that's the end of that, really. Fresh content every day. How to find fresh content every day. Man, you know what? I know tons of ways to come up with content. Tons of ways. But when I was doing daily vlogging, like there were days where I just felt tapped. Like I just felt like I didn't have nothing to talk about. Like, and I had stuff to talk about, but just nothing I wanted to talk about. Like I just felt like my mind was blank, dude. Like I was just like, I don't want to talk about anything. I don't want to talk about marketing. I don't want to talk about movies. I don't want to talk about Jack. I have nothing I want to talk about. And on days like that, what I did was I ranted. I ranted about how I don't want to talk about anything. And there was a couple of days like that. But I got really creative on that daily vlog. You guys can look at it. It's a case study basically, and it's a case study. All the weird stuff. I did movie reviews. I did marketing videos. I told stories about my life. All kinds of crap that I did on there. But content is easier when you're dealing with a sub niche. If you're saying, well, I'm going to do a daily vlog, or I'm going to publish 3 times a week in the internet marketing space. Okay. If you're doing that, then it becomes easier. So now you can schedule your content out in advance. You can, and when you're scheduling content out in advance, you can book people on for your show. You can even have interviews as part of your content sometimes. There's a lot of directions you can go. You can go to Yahoo Answers and look for frequently asked questions people ask in the marketing space. You can look, you can look on people's blogs. You can look in the comment section of other people's YouTube videos, see what kinds of things people are talking about, see what kinds of questions they're asking. You can go over to Google and you can look at related search terms. And what I mean by that is, like, when you type something into Google and you hit enter, then you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll find related search terms. And those are questions and terms related to what you just typed in. Those often make good topics. You can start to type a question in about your niche on YouTube and let YouTube kind of fill in the blanks, and you'll see like a list of possible things that YouTube thinks you're getting ready to type in. A lot of times there's gold in there in those questions right there, and you can use those questions for YouTube videos. There's a lot of ways you can do content. One of the last videos I did on that vlog was 5 things you didn't know about me, and that's a pretty interesting kind of content, and it's good audience building content. It helps your people get to know you a little bit better. So there's a lot of ways to come up with content, man. There's really no excuse. I mean, you can do content every day on any niche. It's really not hard to come up with content. You just got to be creative. There's tons of like we can take one thing, right? And we could do another thing I did on that daily vlog was I did a series on the lottery. I did a 4-part series on the lottery, where 4 days in a row, I talked about the lottery. I talked about, one day I talked about people who won the lottery. One day I talked about people who lost at the lottery. One day I talked about, people who felt like they had discovered the secrets to the lottery, like they were trying to cheat the lottery, the system. And then the last day I talked about what would you do if you won the lottery. Right. And it was funny because I went around to all the different people in my family and I asked them what they do if they won the lottery. Then I said what I'd do if I won the lottery. And then I asked the viewers what they do if they won the lottery. So it was pretty cool, man. It was a pretty cool series, but all that stuff can be applied to whatever your niche is. You know what I mean? I mean, if you think like you're in the internet marketing niche, I mean, you can easily do a series on, you could easily do a series on product launchers. Like one day you talk about failed product launchers. Next day you talk about successful product launchers. The next day you talk about people who have hacked the product launch game. The next day you talk about, what would you do if you were a successful product launcher and you made millions of dollars? What would you do with the money? You know what I mean? But you could easily do a series like that on a channel. You could do the same thing in the weight loss niche. You could do the same thing in the relationship niche. You could do a series, little series of content like that. Then you create their own playlist for those series on the YouTube channel. I hope that helps, man. I hope that makes sense. All right, this is gonna be the last question for me, guys, and I'm gonna wrap this up. But be sure to, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section there, and I'll answer them. Best advice you can give me for starting an online business on a $100 a month budget. $100 a month budget. What I would say to that is, look, if you guys probably know what I'm going to say, but if you want to start an online business, I think one of the best things you can do is to launch a few products. I mean, I can't think of a better way to kickstart an online business. Launch a few products and then get a membership program going. That's the best way to start an online business, in my opinion. And if you got $100 a month to spend, what I would do is, leave the ClickFunnels stuff alone, leave the Builder All stuff alone, because those are just overpriced things. They're good, but all of you guys are capable of figuring out how to use WordPress. I mean, you guys are all capable of that. I mean, with a YouTube platform available to you and some of the tutorials out there, it's not hard to get a basic understanding of just how to put a WordPress thing together. So what I would say is, well, if you got $100 a month, I would say get yourself a domain name, okay? And I would say get yourself some hosting. You can pay for it per month. Don't pay for it per year. I mean, if you can afford to pay for it per year, then go for it. But if you got $100 a month, I mean, you might be able to pay for the hosting for the whole year for $100 a month. Depends on where you got hosting at. But anyways, I would say go ahead and get some hosting together, get your website together, come up with a name for your business. Try not to make it your name, because give yourself a little bit of separation there. And the reason why you want a little separation is, what if you want to sell the business in the future? What if 10 years from now you want to sell your business? It's hard to sell a business called I Am with Cam. It's like, it just doesn't, it's harder to sell. So anyways, I would do those things. And then what I would do is I would focus on launching your first digital asset. I would come up with an asset for your business, and I'd launch it. I'd publish it. And then what I would do is, look, most assets that you launch, they're worthy of a sequel. So you always have, when you launch the asset, always be thinking in your mind, like, can I add to this in like a year? Could I do like a sequel to this in like a year? So look at these assets that you're launching, look at them like franchises. They're like movies. You know what I mean? They're like movie franchises. It's not just one movie. I mean, when I launch things like Email Fire, I think, man, Email Fire, this is going to be the next Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying? This is the next Star Wars. It's going to be Email Fire 2, Email Fire 3, Email Fire 4. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? Like, launch these assets with the intent on building them out and making them like franchise assets, legacy products. That's what I'm talking about. Legacy products. Okay. And, that's just a good way to build a buyer's list. And that's a good way to start a foundation for an online business. And whichever way you take it after that, having a few product launches to establish yourself as a legitimate business is amazing. It's smart. You don't have to be like a perpetual product launcher, but you do have to be a perpetual, relevance junkie. You know what I mean? You have to perpetually be putting out content, or perpetually getting your content in front of fresh eyes, so that you can stay relevant. You can stay top of mind. You have to have a strategy for staying relevant, whether that means putting out fresh content regularly, or whether that means, keeping your content in rotation so people see it regularly or new people see it. I mean, you need some kind of strategy for relevance. I mean, that's true no matter how you look at it. And if you look at all the bigger marketers out there, guys, you'll see they have a strategy for relevance. You'll see they have a strategy to stay top of mind. Think about it. Look at digitalmarketer.com. Ryan Dice, digitalmarketer.com. How do they stay relevant? What are they doing to stay relevant? They got a podcast. They put out blog posts. They got a podcast. They got a YouTube channel. I don't see them putting out tons of videos on the YouTube channel, but They update that podcast regularly. How many of you guys listen to digitalmarketer.com's podcast? Pat Flynn. How does Pat Flynn stay relevant? Smarter Passive Income. How does he stay relevant? You know, he stays relevant with that podcast. He's regularly putting content on that podcast. So people have relevancy strategies, ways to stay relevant, ways to stay top of mind. So when they put out something for sale, people will buy it. So anyways, guys, I hope that's been helpful to you guys. It's been so much fun hanging out with you guys today. Lee, James, everybody, I appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you guys next month, and I'll see you guys in the Insiders Club. Peace, everybody.